Let's record it. Well done for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Catherine Newton here, and I am absolutely delighted to be bringing to you today the message around monetizing your mission and getting you inspired and motivated so that you can find your marketing easier and so you can let your income rise. I have noticed a lot over the last few years around people stepping into elements around their business where they've been, treading water. And it's almost as if 2015 was kind of like getting things into motion. 2016 was practicing, and 2017, I think, as you mentioned, Suze, was very much about the launching year. This is the year when we're letting go of the things that don't serve us, and this is what February is all about. So welcome to this call. We're going to do a bit of that as well, because I believe it's all part of it. And also really stepping into the mission that you really are here for. And that's what I absolutely love to do. So Kristen, thank you for popping in what you love to do. Yes, listening to people's stuckness and see if there's something that you can offer. Oh, your first webinar. Awesome. Oh my goodness, I think this is probably about my 1001st. But we're always learning something new, aren't we? So well done, Kristen, for working out the technology. It's beautiful to have you here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to interact between you seeing me, because my joy and my love is interacting with you, and I believe that when we have something to focus on, it can really help us to lock in the learnings. And I'm also going to be providing you with some slides to keep the whole process moving. I come from a background of being, my first love was a teacher. I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher ever since I was 3 years old. So I'm going to ask you this question. When you were just a wee one, when we were just a itty bitty, what did you love to do? What did you absolutely love to do? What was your thing that really inspired you? That if you think right back to when you were somewhere between 3 to 7, typically, you absolutely loved to do this particular thing. So I'll share mine with you, and that might inspire you to remember yours. So I was 3 years old, and my mother took me along to school with my sister who just started school. She was 5 years old, and I sat at the back of the classroom and absolutely fell in love. Fell in love with the feeling of what was going on in the classroom, fell in love with the whole concept of the teacher being at the front and delivering whatever it was. I didn't know what she was doing, but I just knew that that felt really good to me. And so then I went home and I set up my dolls and my little chalkboard, and I went and got my mummy's high heels, and I was teacher for the day. And then when my sister came home from school, I grabbed her apparently and made her sit and be a student, which she didn't particularly like. She didn't really like being a student. But what that did was it set me up for life, and I'm still the eternal teacher. I actually consider myself to be an educator and a teacher. My job is to go out there and source information and to regurgitate it in a way that makes it easy and palatable for people to understand in a way that relates to them. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So have a think for a moment before I get started. If you can go right back to when you were just little, what was it that you absolutely loved to do? What inspired you? What excited you? What did other people notice about you? And just allow yourself to just sit with that, because I really do believe that we're all here born with a purpose, and that purpose is going to bring you into your highest alignment. So what I'm going to do now is let you know, oh yes, Cindy, go ahead. You can use the Q&A section here if you like. And what I'll do is I'll come back to that towards the end. In the meantime, go ahead and write up for everybody in the everyone section, not just the panelist section, about what you love to do. And then that way people can actually allow yourself to see, yay, we've got a bloke here. Welcome, Brett. Always lovely to have you on the line. This is not just for women. I just say that because it just, it's just the way that it unfolds, but you are so welcome, honey. Good, awesome. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually share my screen. So just bear with me for a second while I go ahead and I do that in the best way that I know how, which is by allowing me to push on the right buttons. So I'm going to share my screen. Fantastic. And that allows me to do this. And that allows me then to go ahead and start the slideshow. and from the start, which is the current slide. Ta-da! There you go, we did it. Awesome. Yay. Okay, so we're going to get you to looking at monetizing your mission. So I hope you've got pen and paper there for you to be able to actually start writing down some of the things that you can be doing to attracting and keeping more money in your business, and actually making marketing easier and letting your income rise. So as you're taking a moment to write in the chat box and let us know what your great love is, about what you love to do, so everyone on the call can start to get an idea as to what it is that you love to do. Let's just roll through with why I'm here. So many people ask me, well, what do I actually do? Well, I focus on three things. First and foremost is I focus on helping you discover where you've got a challenge around launching your business and attracting clients and money. But specifically, I work with people around their money set point. And what I've learned over the years is that your money set point will keep you in a place of stuckness. And that's not serving you, it's not serving your clients. And there are definitely techniques that I can guide you with, and we'll be talking about today, that will help you to actually start to raise that set point of yours. The next thing that I do is I activate confidence in you so that you can take the strategies that I teach and put them into action. And what I'm going to be sharing with you today is actually some very simple strategies, but they're actually working right now. And when we apply simple strategies, then the mind can actually connect with those even better, right? And you can put those into practice. And thirdly, what I do is I offer ongoing support to those who wish to move to the next level in their life. And I say in their life because what I know to be true is that when you work with me, there is a ripple effect. Why? Because I'm a multi-dimensional business success coach, not just a business coach. And we bring in the universal principles and help you fall in love with your business, so that you can actually make more money doing what you love. So, and get out there and have more fun. So what I know to be true is that whatever business struggle you're up against right now, it's most likely because you haven't yet realized that you are here for a purpose, and to really connect into what that purpose is, and to almost identify it into almost like an arrow hitting into the bullseye. So when you get laser focused about what your purpose is and what you're actually here for, then you can allow yourself to really identify into it and have no question for you to be able to rise every day and go, this is my purpose. And this is what I absolutely love to do. And I know for many of you, you already get that, you already know that. But some of you are looking for another way of being, another way of stepping up, another way of shining your light and for making more money around it. Secondly, you haven't perhaps you realize that this money set point you have needs identifying and it needs shifting. And it's in the shifting that the doorway can open, and you can really start to step into taking the simple action that's needed. And we'll be sharing about that along the way. So I had a revelation, and I'm going to share it with you. And the revelation was that I was $23,000 in debt, and things weren't going well. And this was some years ago now. And I really felt a sense of overwhelm. I felt frustrated. I felt like I was ashamed. I felt vulnerable. And what was happening is that it was actually affecting the way that I was showing up, not only in my business, but also in my life. I stopped my routines. I stopped exercising properly. I stopped eating properly, and I noticed this entire ripple effect that with this money set point that I had, that I wasn't trusting myself. And in the process of not trusting myself, all of these life lessons came and literally hit me in the face. And I knew that I had to do something different. I just didn't know what that something different was. And I was totally confused about, where I was going, what I was doing, how I was going to do it. And it was really frustrating for me to know, what was the next step I was going to be, that I was going to be doing. And what was happening is I noticed that there was this pattern that was going on in my life, because I was suddenly feeling really low about myself, and all I was doing was focusing on the debt, was that I wasn't asking for the sale, and I started questioning my worth. And I was worried that that actually taking money from people was going to, that that they wouldn't like me, or that that it would affect our working relationship, or that maybe they couldn't afford it. And so what was happening is that I wasn't asking for the sale because I felt better about just giving my services and my products away for free. And this is what I'm hearing from so many of you now, is that, what I'm hearing is that you're feeling like you haven't got it together, you're feeling like a bit of imposter, you're feeling powerless, you're feeling like your debt or your inability to invest in yourself is actually holding you back. And so I began to realize that there was a pattern going on here, that there was something in this that I just absolutely was feeling out of alignment with. And I found myself getting caught in a cycle of fear and flight. And I wonder if you can relate to that. My thought to myself at that time was, if someone could just show me the next steps, then I could do this. And I remember the turning point. I remember this down on my knees moment when I decided to trust myself again, and to trust myself to ask for help and to receive it, to trust in the knowing that I was okay, and that I was enough and I could do this. And to actually start to let go of the shame and the disappointment and the confusion. And so we're going to talk about that, because for me it was a really big revelation. And within this revelation came this knowing that if I didn't do something about this, then nothing was going to change. And what I do believe is that we all have to have this down on our knees moment. We have to have that moment in time when we actually go, I can't do this anymore, I need help. And we literally go into that place of surrender. And what I noticed is that when I had my down on my knees moment and I truly surrendered and I let go of expectation and I let go of how I thought things had to be, and I simply asked for help, I asked the universe, I asked people around me, that became my revelation. And what I started to do was I started to pay attention to the things that were around me. I started to pay attention to the things that were going to serve me. I started paying attention to who was there to help me. And what I started to notice was that there were more people who helped me than I actually realized. And so one of the things that I did along the way, for those of you who already know me and know me well, you'll know that what I did was I was a big follower of Think and Grow Rich, and I took a punt, and I actually allowed myself. This was 3 years ago now, to become a contributing writer in the work of Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich Today. And what I found was that the more I got into this work that I was doing, the more I realized that these subconscious beliefs that we all have work against us. And by bringing in the expertise that I hadn't, asking for help, what I started to notice was what was possible. I started speaking on stages. I contributed to the book. I got great mentoring, in a way that I could afford at the time. And what I did was I took one step at a time, and within 3 years, I just completely turned my business around. And we're going to talk about how you can turn your business around, how you can monetize what it is that you love to do, as well, and surround yourself with the right people doing absolutely what you love, by getting you to focus on your vision. And I wonder if any of you got a vision board at the moment, or do you have a vision statement that you have? Currently, I have a 3-year vision statement that I look at every morning, and it's one of the things that really moves me forward. And in the process of doing what I love, it's got me the credibility, I guess, the connections, the international travel, and meeting some of my great mentors along the way. And that puts you into that vibration of positivity, doesn't it? And gets you into that place of really looking at this, the way that we actually want to increase our wealth. So if you want to increase your wealth, it's important to recognize that money has a mind-body component that offers you the opportunity to take control of how much you have. Most people simply unaware that they've been programmed their entire life to react to money in a really specific way. But the rewards of acknowledging and changing this program can reflect enormously in your bank account and in your successful endeavors. If you think about the way that you think about money right now, and we're going to be moving on into that in a minute, you'll be amazed at how you keep reflecting and keep repeating the patterns of the past. And I'm here to tell you that in this new time, this new age, this 2017, you don't need to bring the old habits with you. You don't need to bring what was into this dimension, because I really do believe that we're in a new dimension now, and we want to move away from those old barriers and bring in the success for you. So how do you monetize your business and attract more? Let's get started with some of my truths that I wanted to bring in for you. So the first one is to realize that your current amount of income, your savings, and your debt are the result of your inner wealth set points. So if you are thinking around the whole scenario around what it is that how much money do you actually want to be bringing into your life, and what your current reality is right now, there's a massive big gap. And what we've got to do is we've got to go in, we've got to heal that gap. Because if you go back in your mind and you think about what's the most money that you've ever earned, just take a moment to think of that. What's the most money that you ever earned? Okay, think of that. And now how much is the money that you actually want to be bringing in your business? And what you'll probably notice is that there's a big gap between the two of them, or there's a gap in your current situation. And what starts to happen is that what develops in us is this sense of because of the fact that is our old pattern, that we don't understand what it takes to actually move ourselves from that to that, because that feels safe. That feels comfortable. That feels like something that I actually already know how to do, and therefore I'm going to go back to that. But what if it was possible for you to start to give yourself permission and to make a new decision? That actually, what if this now current reality, this now moment, was the place where you were functioning from? And what if you stepped into that place of believing with absolute authority that you deserved and you were worthy? Because let's face it, if you have been repeating the patterns of not earning enough money, let's just take a moment to acknowledge that for a moment. I want to just say, well done. Now, you might think to yourself, why on earth is she saying well done to me when I haven't actually achieved my financial goal that I wanted to? Well done, because whatever you've been doing, you've done a really good job of doing it. You've done a really good job of not meeting your financial expectations. You've done a really good job of repeating the same patterns that don't serve you. You have done a really good job of staying in debt. What happens when you start to see it differently? What starts to happen when you start to go, you know what? That people-pleasing thing I've been doing, where I've been giving away my services for free, I nailed that. I've got that down pat. I've done that really, really well. When you look at it from that perspective, you can see it for what it is. And you can look at it and go, oh my gosh, I've been doing all these things. Wow, thank you for showing me. Thank you for showing me that this doesn't serve me. And from this place, you can feel the gratitude for the lesson. And you can look at it, and from there, you can start to change your inner wealth set point by making that new decision. I've nailed that. That's great. I've done that. Let's leave that in the past and let's move into a new reality as of now. And what if as of now you made this new decision? You made this new decision to think of this vision of where you want to be and where you want to be going. There's some questions I want you to ask yourself as we're going through this too. There's 5 questions, and I've just put them all together for you so you can actually take a screenshot if you want to and think about these questions. Because if you go back into all these things that we've just spoken about before around this whole concept around this money set point, these questions will help to have you see where you're sitting. And the first question is, what are your long-term goals? Do you have any long-term goals? And I don't want you to right now get caught into a whole big story of that you've got to create this long-term goal right here, right now. Just in your mind's eye, what are your long-term goals? What is it that you would like to achieve in the long term? Do you want to achieve buying your own house? Do you want to achieve a $2 million turnover in your business? Do you want to achieve being able to go on overseas trips whenever you want to? Do you want to be able to achieve paying off your parents' house? Do you want to achieve buying a house every year that serves you? What is it that's a long-term goal? And then think about, what are your short-term goals? What is it you want to achieve in the next, say, 3 to 6 months? What's really important to you to be able to reach for? Now, within those two, what I find is really important is that those are tangible. Often, they're tangible things. But I'm going to ask you a question, and that is, how do you want to feel in the long term? And how do you want to feel in the short term? And when you ask yourself those two questions, you'll start to realize that actually there's an underlying feeling around how you want to be in your business and with your money. Just think about that. How do you want to feel in the long term? How do you want to feel in the short term? Next question is, what are your thoughts about making money? What shows up for you right now? What is the dominant thought? And I would love to know from your perspective, and just pop it into the chat box. Either share it on the panelists if you want to keep it private, or share it with everybody. What are your thoughts about making money? You know, what are your thoughts about the marketing? What are your thoughts about bringing in the income? What are your thoughts about attracting the money? And what is the dominant thought that, if you were really honest, that you were noticing was playing up as a constant in your mind? What was a constant in your mind that you've been noticing? I'm just going to go over to the chat box and have a look there. Okay, most of you are doing on the panel, if that's okay. That's no problem. Okay, yeah. No, I totally get it. So many of you are writing in to say that actually making money is something that feels hard, or that there's uncertainty around it, or that you're not clear about exactly what it is that you want to be doing to be making the money. And yes, those old family patterns, absolutely. That in the past you haven't been able to make money, so why suddenly can you make money? Okay, there's senses of failure, fear around what you'll do with the money when it comes in. Okay, these are all important, really, really important. And this is what you need to acknowledge. You need to shine a light on those shadow things that are not serving you, so we can actually pay attention to them and then shift them. So the fourth question is, what do you think of money? What do you think of money? It's a different one to what your thoughts about making money. What do you think of it? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's helpful? Do you think it serves you? One of the things that I remember one of my earlier mentors saying, that he thought that it was actually selfish to be poor, because the poorer you are, the less you can actually help people. Oh, we've got some lovely answers here. Tomic says money is beautiful. I agree. Karina says increasing turnover is part of the goal. Yeah, others of you have talked about it seeming impossible, allowing it for your richness, for your greatness to come in, that you love it. Good, we've got all sorts of different things coming in here. And now I want you to step into this place of, like, I just want you to imagine for a moment that you've got some money in your hands. Okay? Got some money in your hand. And I want you to identify into, what do you feel about this money? What is the response when you think about this from money from a feeling perspective? What do you feel? Can you feel in this moment how money makes you feel? Does it make you feel safe? Does it make you feel confused? Does it make you feel love? Does it make you feel fear? What is it you feel about this money right now? Do let us know what you feel about the money. How do you feel? Right, we've got all sorts of responses here. Thankful and excited, nervous, anxious, have an aversion to it, safe, motivated, afraid. Right, okay. Resentful, guilty, powerful, acknowledge. Wow, beautiful words coming in. So make sure you really sink into what you feel about money, because this again will give you an indication as to why things are showing up for you the way that they are. And when you acknowledge and are aware of this, it becomes clear. So then what we're doing is, here we're helping you to get clear about your money paradigm. And what I know to be true above all else is that you have to feel good about your business making money, even if you don't have it yet. So what is it that you can do that is going to get you feeling good about the money? And I talked before about the long-term goals and the short-term goals, right? And here's what I know to be true, and here's where a big shift happened in my business. In the past, it was all about the vision board. It was about the fancy car, and it was about the fancy house, and it was about the fancy holidays, and about the fancy man, and the fancy this and the fancy that, and everything was fancy, right? And everything was elevated, and everything was big picture, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what I noticed is that what I was focusing on was the fact that I didn't have it. Even though I knew better, even though I knew that this is what I wanted to focus on. And so I was looking at going, oh yeah, that'll be nice one day. I look forward to that one day. When I've got that, I'll be happy. And what I started to realize was that there was a gap, and the gap was me feeling good right now. And so I ask you to do this. With the money that you have and the situation that you have in your life right here, right now, how can you feel good? What can you acknowledge about how abundant and how grateful and how magnificent you already are? How worthy, how deserving, how much greatness you have to offer, how many clients you're already helping, whether you're helping them for free or whether you're helping them for money. How can you feel good right here, right now, in this moment? Because what if this moment was the only moment that mattered? What if this moment is perfect, and in this moment you are whole and you are complete and you have everything you need? Right? If you're listening to this live, you've got me right now tuning into your frequency, doing an intervention with you to help to raise your money frequency. You are in the right place at the right time. And what if that was the case in every moment, in this moment, in this moment, in this moment? If you listen to this later, same thing. Look around you. Look at the things that you have around you. Look at this beautiful day. Look at the way that you've got everything that you need right now. Look at the full tummy that you have. Look at the way that you are extending your mind right now. You're learning. Feeling good right here, right now. And I cannot tell you how important the process of meditation and gratitude is for putting you into that place of feeling really good. So go ahead and share on the chat box, please. What is one thing that you feel really, really good about right now? Oh, Jen, that's a lovely, lovely feeling to have that you've shared. Living abundantly with the income coming in, feel good about making money, feel good about helping people. Yes, feel good about living your passion, feel good about traveling, feel good about having zero debt. There's just some amazing things for you to acknowledge. And when you look at it like that, you go, wow, I have everything I need. And do you notice that everything always shows up exactly at the right time? Or what if you then change your perspective from that part into going into that place of, wow, well, what if it's okay for me to have more than enough? What if it's okay for me to have more than enough? And what if more than enough was a place I'm heading to? Where do you have more than enough right now? You might have more than enough pegs on the line. You might have more than enough washing piling up. You might have more than enough petrol in the car. You may have more than enough love around you. See examples where you already have more than enough in your life. And what you're doing is you're getting evidence of that. You know that they've talked about the fact that people that win the lotto, the lottery, within 3 years, they've pretty much lost everything. Why? Because they're focusing on the having, they're focusing on the tangible, they're focusing on the ego side of the accumulation, and not of the being in the place of complete gratitude and feeling good in every moment. Often what comes up with people who win the lottery is that a lot of guilt comes up and a lot of miseducation happens. There's no need for you to do that. There's no need for you to stay in that place of being uneducated. You know better. And if I can share one thing with you, it is to go into a place of meditation daily and into a place of gratitude daily where you are focused on feeling good. Find meditations that help you to let go, to surrender, to release. And drop me a line at Catherine@catherinenewton.com if you'd like a copy of my Letting Go meditation, which makes you feel really in a place of alignment. That was Catherine@catherinenewton.com. I'm happy to share that with you if that would be of value to you. But you've got to get yourself in that feeling good place every day. Let that be the first thing that you do to feel good. And if you don't feel good, do the next thing that makes you feel good. And if it feels good to go into a place of funk, go there. But then do the next thing, and I'll share what to do next. Right. All right. Yes, I love this saying by Abraham Hicks. When you expect something is on the way, when you believe something is on the way, when you fear something is on the way, your attitude and mood is always pointing towards what is coming. So be in that place of trusting and believing that it's this or better. In this moment, right here, right now, it's this or better, this or better, this or better. But you're focusing on the this right now and seeing that what you've got right here, right now is where you're wanting to go to. And that brings in the good feeling thoughts, right? And putting out those good feeling thoughts, the more you do that, the more literally you see these examples, you see that you get the resources presented to you, the opportunities, the doors will open. And if you put yourself into that good feeling place, it literally will give you the next step, the next step, and the next step. Who's noticed that? Who's noticed that when you're in that place of acceptance of what is, of loving the now moment, that actually that's when the door opens for you in ways that are completely unexpected and you just wouldn't even realize. All right, number 3 is for you to self-diagnose any financial traumas and work them out. And how often do you do that? I want to suggest that what you do is you do that with like-minded people who are supportive of your dreams, and so that they will listen to your financial traumas, but they won't buy into it. They won't buy into the story. They will work with you to help you work them out. I don't know about you, but sharing the load of having a conversation with someone who gets it, someone who knows, and someone who can lift you out the other side is immensely powerful. So I often have conversations with my mastermind, the ones that I lead and the ones that I'm personally part of as well. And we don't go into the the grumpiness of it or the sadness of it. We go into the realization, the recognition, this is what is. What do I love about this? What's not working about this? And what can I do about this? And we're going to work out how to work out your financial traumas at the end of the call, so stay tuned, and I'll show you some techniques that we can use for that. But have you got like-minded people around you who are supportive of your dreams? Well, I love being part of my mastermind group. This is a mastermind group I belonged to a couple of years ago. And we were always having fun together. I got to travel with them as well, which I always love to do. They inspire me and they help lift me higher, which is just amazing. And all of them in their own way are just going from strength to strength. So it's beautiful to witness that and hold that space for each other. And I just love being part of my mastermind group. And then, you're with people who are on that same mission as you. Have you heard that saying about, I think I've got that coming up, that, you 5 people that you spend the most time with? Well, just think about that for a moment, and that will be a reflection of your financial situation. All right, let's get into truth number 4 around monetizing your mission, is that you need to choose a marketing technique that works for you. Why? Why do I state that as a particular truth? Well, if I say to you that you've got to make 5 phone calls a day and that doesn't work for you because you're afraid of the phone, or you just don't feel that is the right, it just doesn't feel right to you, right? Because we've talked about how does it feel. It's got to feel right to you. It's got to be in flow. It's got to feel, marketing can be easy. And in the beginning, it doesn't always feel easy, but the more you do it, the more that this technique will work really well for you. So what is the marketing technique that works for you? Well, for example, what about you just start by getting out of the house, away from the computer, and go and talk to people? Where do you do that? Sponsor events, attend events, speak at small gatherings or large gatherings, create your own workshop or events, run webinars like this. Start getting your name out there and start having conversations. And look, maybe your marketing technique might simply be getting in front of people and having a conversation. It might just be having that one-on-one conversation, and your entire strategy might be simply around you having those conversations. So you've got to get yourself out there in ways that serve you. You've got to talk to people at the grocery store. And I've spoken about this technique I used once before, where I would go to the grocery store and I would get myself behind someone that looked like she might be my ideal target audience. And I would go up to her and I would say to her, while we're waiting in the line, I would say to her, you look really familiar. do I know you? And she would inevitably look at me and say, I don't think so. And then I would say to her, do you have kids? Where do they go to school? And so I'd start to ask these questions that help me to hone in who she is and whether she is actually ideal. And she'd say, no, I don't have kids. Oh, okay, so it's not kids then. So where do you work? I would say to her, maybe we met through work or through business. And then if she says, actually I run my own business, I say to her, we probably met at a networking event. And then I'll start to build the rapport. And then inevitably I will ask her for her card, ask her what she does. And then of course the line will have to move. I'd love to hear more about your business. Give me a card and let's have a coffee and have a catch up. And that is such a beautifully fluid way for someone like me. Now I get that if you're an introvert, but it's a fun way to do it. It's a really fun way to do it. So get out from behind your desk and go out and attend networking events in some way. The more, I promise you, the more people you meet face to face, the more impact you have, the more people you're going to reach, the more referrals you're going to get because you're making those connections. And yes, it might be a bit of an effort for you in the beginning, but once you build up that rapport, once you get to know people, and once people start to get on your mailing list, for example, and start to receive your newsletters or your emails, then they've got something to forward to people, which is really fun. Your marketing technique needs to be making some kind of personal impact. So I'm going to ask you this to write down this to answer it. What marketing technique can you be delivering or doing that's going to create some kind of personal impact? Are you going to sponsor an event? Are you going to attend events? Are you going to speak? Are you going to create your own workshops? Are you going to have one-on-one conversations? Are you going to go to the supermarket and stalk people? Or the gas station or the shopping mall or wherever it is that you're going to get out there and meet people. And then what you've got to do is you've got to have a free offer, right? Something to lure them in so that they want to know more about what it is that you do. My free offer that I have running at the moment is my 30-day challenge. It's on my website. And it's a great leader for people to know what I do and to get their teeth sunk into it. And then I connect with them when they're about 5 days into the challenge and see where I can be of service, because by that stage they already know what it is that I love to do and how I can help them. And then I get a taste of what they like as well. So public speaking or networking really are very, very, very key things as part of your strategy. And I love to invite you to do that. I love attending events. I love putting on events. I love being at events. I love educating myself. I have met so many people. And last year I went to Social Media Marketing World in San Diego. I went to FinCon in San Francisco. I went to a networking event in Phoenix. Of course, all around New Zealand. I went to some of Australia as well. So I'm always stepping out there and taking that risk and investing in myself, and then making a decision to connect with at least 2 people. Only 2 people, but clearly connecting with 2 people to see how we can create an alignment, because that's where the referrals come into your business as well. So please go out there and attend masterminding events and groups and of course that's what I love to do. I love to present you with events too, which I'll talk about in a minute too. So fifthly, in order for you to be bringing the money in and to be having the conversations around your marketing, is of course you've got to be consistent with your strategy. So you've got to consistently deliver your newsletter, consistently be having one-on-one conversations, consistently be running webinars, consistently showing up, consistently running speaking events, consistently doing things that create a formula. Here's my formula I'll share with you. It's my 3-2-1 formula. And that is connect with 3 people a day in whatever way works for you. Okay, not in a way that works, I'm telling you, a way that works for you. It could be through Facebook Messenger. It could be through LinkedIn. It could be through email. It could be through picking up the phone. It could be by asking for referrals. 3 people a day that you are connected with, even if all it is to send them a note of gratitude about, or of recognition around how much you love the work that they're doing and putting out there in the world. Or hey, look, I saw this article and I thought of you, and I thought it matched your, that Facebook post you put up the other day. Good work, by the way. And it starts the ball rolling. 2 is attend 2 networking meetings. And I used to say a month, but now I want to say 2 networking meetings a week. And some of you might think, wow, that's a lot. Truth is that it's going to build your business up faster. If you are in the service-based industry, then it's by hands down, it's going to be the best way. Now, a networking meeting doesn't have to mean a breakfast meeting. It could be a seminar. It could be a live event of some kind. Networking could mean that you are going along to an educational event of some kind. But what you're doing is you're getting out there, you're getting out of the house. And number 1, and this changed my life, so please pay attention. Da, 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 da. Take 1 successful person out for lunch or for a drink a month. 1, just 1. And you need to sit down and brainstorm who that person is, but there will be a link somewhere where you will know who that person needs to be. I recently did this before Christmas, and I had recently been introduced to a person of influence in the educational sector, and that really inspired me to have a conversation because we were both in the entrepreneurship arena. And I rang him up on a Friday afternoon before Christmas, and I said to him, look, I know that this is a really busy time of the year, but I have been given your name and I would love to connect with you and buy you a drink or buy you a coffee. And you know what he said? He said, are you free right now? Because if I say yes to you, I don't have to go to the stupid Christmas party that I don't want to go to. So you'd actually be saving my hide. So yes, meet me here. And he gave me the address to meet him at the cafe, and I'll give you half an hour of my time. 3 hours later, and we had collectively realized that we had this genius in common. I'd asked him all the things about his creative genius and what he loved to do. And now what it's done is it's led into me getting this incredible connection where I'm going to be one of the lead mentors at AUT University in the entrepreneurship program. And that's a massive door that's open for me because I picked up the phone and I didn't want to. In fact, I felt fearful. And it reminded me of this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that's right here on the desk, and it says, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. You must do the thing that you think you cannot do. So you think that you can't pick up the phone, pick up the phone. You think you can't take a successful person out for a coffee or for a wine, go and do it. You think you can't run a webinar, go run that webinar. You think you can't speak in front of an audience, feel the fear and do it anyway. But do these things consistently, and these things will consistently show up for you and help you to achieve more and to start to raise that money set point. Why? Because then when you're consistently having conversations, you are becoming more aware of the value that you have to offer the world, and you're more likely to feel confident about actually asking for the sale. All right, questions for you. Getting you thinking. How is your daily routine affecting your outcome? More questions about consistency. How is your daily routine affecting your outcome? Quick answer to that. Is it helping or hindering right now? Are you taking daily inspired aligned action? And can I just say here, are you doing this for you? Are you doing this for you? Because if you're doing this for someone else, then that is not going to serve you in the long term. You need to be doing this for you, because you're worth it, because you deserve it, because you deserve to be consistent for you, because you deserve to raise your money set point for you, because you deserve to monetize your mission for you. Yes, you are here to serve your clients. Yes, you are here to make a difference. Yes, you are here to make an impact. But what if you did this for you because you love you, because you know that you are worth it, and it's your time, and that you've given enough, and now it's time for you to take consistent daily action to move forward in a way that's going to serve you, right? So next question is, do you have clarity around how you are making money? I'm going to ask you a series of questions at the end to get you thinking about that. Do you have clarity? I could have more questions than that, sorry. Do you have clarity around how you're going to be making money? Yeah, stepping into that one is going to be significant, because it's going to allow you to really see where you're making that money. And I brought this one up again because I wanted to just drop that in and remind you that are the 5 people around you, do they have good daily routines? Are they doing it for them? Do they have a healthy money set point? Are they bringing in the abundance that you want to? Are you having inspiring conversations with them? Pay attention to that. And I'm not saying you got to then throw out your friends. What I'm saying is that you start to look and be in other areas where people might be that you want to mix with and hang out with. Right. Truth bomb time. All the money strategies and tips in the world only go so far if you're unknowingly blocking your own efforts. If your dominant thought is stopping you, if you are focused on fear, if you are stuck in a place of not being able to get ahead, that will create frustration, and that frustration will stop the wheels in motion. I led a VIP day with a client just recently, and what was fascinating was that actually we came to realize that that there was massive blocks that were happening from something that happened to her in her childhood. So what we went in is we recognized what that block was, and it was a very significant block by someone in authority. And what happened was that this teacher, if you like, had growled at this child. This child was 4 years old, and she was going out of the school grounds unknowingly, or the kindergarten grounds, and she got growled at, and she was told never to disobey and never to break the rules in the school ever again, or she would be severely punished. So then she went on for the next probably 40, 50 years of her life, pleasing people, not doing the wrong thing, always doing the right thing by other people and not doing the right thing by herself, because she was literally pleasing people, and that in itself was not serving her, and it became this massive block. Then instead of being able to ask for the sale and ask for the money that she wanted, or ask for the raise, or ask for the packages and the money that she knew that she wanted, this block was getting in the way. So we went in there and we fixed that. And then we put in strategies to help hold her accountable, to help her to put the pricing and the packaging in the right way, to give her the script of what to say, and her whole business has completely transformed as a result. So that was an example of a way that recently we've acknowledged this block, and it's one of the things I love to do, is to get you to see what the block is and then create the strategy for getting you out of it. Because what we're doing now is we're focusing on what it is right here, right now, from this point. That what if from this point on you are new and you don't have to take that block with you? What would be possible then? So you are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. So it's about choosing those new thoughts, isn't it? Choosing those new thoughts that actually align you excuse me, with your greater purpose and what you're really here for. And of course, following Robert Kiyosaki's philosophy, will always be learning. How do you do that? Well, I'd love to let you know about my 3-day live experience that's coming up, Inspire and Ignite. It's in Queenstown. We're going to master this money stuff and the way that you're showing up in your business so that you can make a greater impact doing what you love. 17th, 18th and 19th of March in Queenstown. And what I'm going to cover in detail is all of these things I've spoken about and more. I've already given you some juicy nuggets on what you can get out there and do today to get you inspired, to get you out there, to make you pick up the phone, to get you consistent with your marketing or your actions. Remember, 3 people. You need to be contacting 3 people today in whatever way serves you to be able to bring your money in. But we're going to be going deeper around helping you clean up your money story in a much deeper way than we can just do in this hour, and showing you how to actually keep the money you desire. Because what I also notice is that people, when they bring in the money, they very, very quickly just give it away, or it escapes them. In fact, there's been a lot of information in the New Zealand Herald recently about the fact that people who are making $100,000 a year don't know where their money's gone. And so we're going to talk about the money management side of things as well, and the ways that you can recognize that. But first of all, the first thing for you to do is to be aware of it. Are you tracking your money? Do you know where your money lies? Do you know where your money sits? And is that something that is for you to be paying attention to? And for you to be, really noticing and knowing what's showing up for you. Okay, so I'm also going to be teaching my consistent cash flow system, so that there's this amazing strategy that I'm going to teach you that keeps the dollars flowing in, and getting that leveraged scenario going on. Also, irresistible offers. You need to be having irresistible offers that people just love, and they're not always free. Yes, they can start off being free, but very quickly you'll turn it into getting paying clients, because if you're continuously giving free, your clients will not value your work, and you'll feel like you're continually having to prove yourself. And we want them to be saying yes, because what I know to be true is that when people say yes to you, what they're actually doing is they're saying yes to themselves. They're investing in themselves, and that makes them step up even more, which is just amazing. Also talk about adding the light into your sales, and I work from a very much a perspective of that rather than focusing on the shadows, we focus on the light. And so getting you to feel like you're selling in a way that feels very intuitive, and has a lot of ease. And we'll actually be practicing that at Inspire and Ignite. And yeah, so limiting beliefs will be changed. We're going to set in new financial sites for you, and locking in a new money set point, and getting you into that different mindset, which is really, really fun. Lots of bonuses as well, plus options to become a VIP guest and hang out with me a bit more. Or plus, I think we're going to be going on a wine tour if people are available for that. So I have an early bird special of $297 that I've actually kept in place. I was supposed to have changed it, but I asked if we could keep it at that. But then for this webinar, because I'm very much aware that some of you are going to need to buy a ticket, a flight to get down there. So for the next 48 hours, you're going to save $100 on that, and it's only $197 for 3 days. $197 for 3 days to hang out with me in beautiful Queenstown. And they're having some gorgeous weather down there at the moment. Long may that last for us as well. And that's March the 17th, 18th, and 19th. We will be going on the wine tour on the 16th. For those of you who want to join us for that. And no, we won't be getting too drunk, of course, because we're going to be on form for the next 3 days. So here's the link for that. So it's a bit.ly link, and it's Queenstown 17. That you can use to go ahead and take a look at that and see if that's right for you. So we can take all of these strategies we're talking about and create your plan and have some fun and go on an adventure. And I just strongly believe that, for those of you that know you have to travel to Queenstown to get there, getting away from home is like such a great adventure, and will really get you focused on your business, and so you can really immerse yourself. So I'm really looking forward to this. Only $197. It's kind of crazy, really. And why do I do that? Why? Because I know that this is a way I can get to help more people, and you might bring a friend, and our businesses grow through referrals, right? So let's do this. Okay, let's carry on. Truth number 7, I've just popped in an extra few truth bombs in here. Recognizing your achievements is a really great way to raise the way you feel, the way that you have been going. So take a moment and think to yourself, how have I been doing? And just acknowledge actually how well you've been doing. Look at how well trained you are. Look at how well connected you are. Look at how well you show up on Facebook. Look at how well you do certain things. Look at how well you do go to networking events, even if you don't using that effectively just yet. Look at the things where you are doing things well, and that will make you feel better. And what that will do is that will cultivate the habit of being grateful. Please make that your number one priority, to cultivate the habit of being grateful. I have this routine now where when I make my cup of coffee in the morning, what I do is I actually go slowly and I give gratitude for the coffee, and I smell it. and I give gratitude for the kettle and the way that it boils, and I stop and I watch the boiling kettle, and then I take my cup and I acknowledge the way that it's been formed, and it's all ready for me to pour my coffee into. And then I'll lovingly, with gratitude, pour the coffee into the pot. And then I'll take a moment and I'll just be in gratitude for this beautiful beverage that I'm about to consume. Can you see the way I do things? I have an art to it. And I do that with my clients. I do that with any time I work with people. I'll do that at the event in Queenstown, and I will show up. I'm also running it in May in the Gold Coast too. So if you want to know about that, I can let you know about that as well. But creating that habit of being grateful. And so even when the smallest amounts of money come into my business, I'm deeply grateful. And when I get to help somebody, I'm deeply grateful. When I give away a scholarship, which I've just done to Rachel Ann for my Elevate program, I'm deeply grateful. Why? I know these things come back to me. I know that when I help somebody, they help somebody, and it creates this ripple effect. And before you know it, I've been referred to someone who can pay for my services. So I'm always deeply grateful. Truth number 8 is develop those relationships. As I said before, and I'm just reiterating this, who can you develop relationships with? And that's why I believe you need to come to events, because there's no better environment to create a relationship than at an event. Truth, that is a deep, deep truth bomb. I got to know Natalie Sisson because I attended her retreat, and now we're best of friends. We do a lot of work together. We collaborate. We hang out together. We stay at each other's houses. Become friends with her sister as well. It's just this beautiful ripple effect that happens, and we've all got this elevated money mindset. We can hold ourselves accountable. This one was taken on the beach in San Diego, actually on Natalie's birthday last year. And then truth number 9 is developing that spiritual practice that I talked to you about that gets you into alignment with your vision, your goals, and your dreams. And it's part of what I do in the work that I teach people as well. And I love doing this kind of work. Let me know in the chat box, who of you has a spiritual practice that you put into place now, and what difference does it make into your life and into your day? For those of you who don't understand about a spiritual practice, I'm happy to talk to you about it, because I do believe that really it's very, very important to get yourself into that place of alignment. It's quite beautiful. Because why? Well, financial abundance doesn't occur because of hard work or good luck or favoritism. And yes, you can put in a lot of hard work. I do believe that, and you do need to take aligned action. This is true, but what I see is that it's the universe's response to the way that you feel, to the feeling place that you show up with, and the feeling. When we have the feeling of urgency and fear and confusion, we get more of the same. Whereas if we come from that place of being in acceptance for what is, even though we don't have what we want, it opens up a beautiful flow and a beautiful feeling for possibility in a way that you can't even imagine. So these strategies work because what they do is they let you be in your business. They let you be a whole lot easier and more in flow than potentially you're currently allowing it to be. So, and they help you to raise your money and your magic set point. I'm all about the magic as well, and help you step into your mission in an even bigger way. And these are the steps that I use to open doors in my business and get on that winning streak that's happened. And it got me into that place of believing that this is actually easy. And the more that I do this, the better I get. And of course, what do we know to be true is the better it gets, the better it gets. But I want you to know that as I said at the beginning of my webinar, I was where you are, or I understand where you've been, or I get that there's feelings of unworthiness and undeserving that lie beneath it. But let's work on you. And what happens is that when we work on you, we work on your business, we work on your money, and the ease and the flow starts to happen. And these are just some of the clients that I've worked with which have really changed things. Natalie Tolhoff is just going from strength to strength. As is Amy McCauley. Some of the work she's doing out there in the world is just absolutely mind-blowing. Started off working with me, and her business has absolutely flourished, and it's just absolutely beautiful to watch and to witness that. We want you to be in that place of the 69% of people, the 69% of people that are out there that they think they can't have it. And that's not where I want you to be. And they're only there because of and I hate to say this, but it comes from a place of ignorance. They're not doing the things that they know that they need to do to be the person they need to be bringing in the money, to be bringing in the flow, to bring in the feeling that brings in the money. And we want you to be in the place of the 31% that think they can. That they can show up, that they can overcome their obstacles, that they can shift through this, and it is entirely possible. Asking yourself the question, I wonder what miracle awaits. I wonder what next step I can take. I wonder what's possible for me. And in that place, you get to be in that 31% of the difference. Why? Because your beliefs have changed, your feelings have changed, and your actions are changing. You're taking that daily consistent action, and you're not afraid to get out there and to bring in the money, to bring in the, to go from that place of, where you're only earning $10,000 to earning $100,000 to bringing in the $1 million or more that you want, or whatever it is, it's going to make you feel like this is what you want to do. You've got to break past that money barrier. You've got to focus on what you desire. And how do you do that? You ask yourself these questions. You ask yourself, how might I do that? How might I bring in $5,000? What can I create? What ways can I create that income? And when can I work on the focus, and where is that money going to come from? When you ask yourself those questions, and I actually encourage you to take a screenshot, or to take a photo of them, or write them down, or copy and paste that right now, and go and sit yourself in a cafe and ask yourself, if I wanted to make $2,500, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000, what do I need to focus on right now? How is that money going to come about? In what ways can I do that? When can I do it? And where is it coming from? And I promise you, you start there, and then you come along to the event, or you come along to, start doing that networking I spoke about, get out from behind the desk, and the feeling will change, and you'll start noticing that doors are opening, and you're meeting influential people, and you're having great conversations, and you're putting offers out there to people that they're saying yes to. And then you see the cycle that goes on, and we talk a lot about that in Inspire and Ignite, so that the outcome and the results you have work just for you, in a way that helps you and others. Now, you can do this on your own, or you can get me to come and help you and help you monetize what it is you're here to do. I do this through either private coaching, where we can work together from anywhere from $10,000 to work with me privately. A VIP day is 2.5 plus GST. I've got my online system, my Elevate program, or you can come along to Inspire and Ignite for $197. That's pretty awesome. That's going to really help you. That's going to lift your mindset. That's going to lift your money situation. It's going to be available for the next what is it? Yeah, the next 48 hours. You've also got the option to upgrade to VIP, where you get to hang out with me, you get to have a cocktail party, you get to be at the front, you get to ask me questions. We also run some webinars. Or here's something else for you. Those of you that can't make it to Queenstown, can't make it to the Gold Coast, I also have for you a 30-minute power session to help you plan and create prosperity and create your money making strategy. It's fast, it's furious, as you've just heard. I can talk quite fast, and you will be able to do that by clicking on that link and choosing the one that's called Cash Flow Cash Infusion Strategy. It's only $49 for us to spend half an hour together, and I've opened up some time in the weekend for us to spend together mapping that out, or early next week. Or you can come along to Inspire and Ignite and hang out and have fun. Or if you just need to talk to me, then use that link there, the bit.ly link, connect with Catherine, and follow that link, http://bit.ly/connect with Catherine. And if you've missed any of this and you want me to send the links again, then feel free to drop me a line at Catherine@catherinenewton.com, and I'm here to serve you, here to help in a way. It's going to move you ahead, so you can have those flashes of brilliance, so that you too, like Nero, can have a plan. It could be out there making a difference, having new direction, moving you forward, getting you into sharing your gifts and your services out there in a way that's going to help you launch your big idea, get the help you need, bring in that income, and getting you to stand in that place of possibility for what it is you're here for and what it is you want. thank you for being on this call today. The time has gone very quickly, and I want to honour those of you who've set aside the time to spend with me. What I'd love to know from you is what is one of the nuggets that you've gotten out of today? What have I reminded you of? What have you been inspired by? What's the one action you're going to take away? Who's coming to Inspire and Ignite? You know me, those of you who've already worked with me before, you know that I love gathering groups of people together. The magnetization of the strength and possibility of what happens in the room is out of this world. Businesses are created, experiences are had that change people's lives. And at the last Inspire and Ignite, I actually had 2 people come up to me at separate Inspire and Ignites, Gold Coast and Auckland, and tell me that I'd saved their life. That was humbling, to know that I'd saved their life. So Inspire and Ignite is a place to come, not just to save your life, but for you to meet people that will change your life and to change that money set point so that your financial flow can change and you can step up and you can see how economical I'm making this for you. Spend the extra money getting a flight down there, or drive your car down there, fill up your car with friends and go on a road trip. Imagine the inspiration you'll have. Thank you so much for being here, and can't wait to get you out there. I'm glad you've enjoyed the reminders. If you can't make it to Inspire and Ignite, come and have a $49 planning session with me. Again, making it as easy for you as possible to say yes to changing your reality, because what we know to be true is that something has to change, and the only constant in your business is you. So maybe there's some things about you that we need to change, and that's okay. And some money-making strategies that I can suggest to you that will help you in your specific business. All right, my lovelies, go forward and have a magnificent day. And get inspired. Do one of the 3-2-1 strategies today. If you do, drop me a line on Facebook. I'd love to hear your success. And let's get you out there making more money, making an impact, and keeping more of what it is that you're making, so that you can actually enjoy your life even more and come from that feeling place of abundance. Much love to you all. Big hugs. Bye. See ya.